Hey guys, I hope that I am live right now. If you guys are able to listen to me properly as well as there's no issues with the audio or the video, please let me know. Hello everyone, I hope that I'm live right now. If you guys are able to listen to me properly as well as there's no issues with the audio or the video, please let me know, guys. Mhm. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, good evening, good evening. If you guys are able to listen to me properly as well as there's no issues with the audio or the video, please let me know. No problem. I'm audible to everybody. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Great, guys. So there are two things that I want to share with you before starting the class itself. Okay. The first thing is I've got some new specs. So I'm going to test it out in front of you guys, and you guys are going to tell me if I'm looking good or not. Okay, that is going to the first thing. The second thing that is going to be there, guys, is from the yesterday's class, I was able to analyze one thing that mathematics is not something that you guys are interested in. Okay, so I'm able to understand that. See, my job right over here is to understand what you guys are interested in, what you guys want from us at the end of the day. So what I'm going to do right now is that we will start with the project directly, and we will make sure that in the project, whatever topics are coming in, okay, the topics are like something that we are able to understand very clearly. Okay, so we'll start directly with the project, and whatever new topics are coming up right over there, I will make sure that you guys are able to understand that in a very like in a depth manner itself. Okay, will that be fine with everybody? Please do let me know. Will that be fine with everybody? Please do let me know. Will that be fine, guys, with everybody? So I will give you a small insight into the project itself. So you look like Ariminati. Nice. So today I've eaten a lot. I'm currently having a lot to eat as well. So I'm really very in a good mood today. So I analyzed this stream and I was able to understand that most of you guys are either not interested in mathematics or learning the mathematics behind it, or you guys like were not able to understand it very clearly. So my job right over here is to make sure that you guys are able to understand everything very clearly, as in conceptually you should be very clear with everything, as well as to make sure that you guys are able to get everything out of this boot camp. So the project, let me just first of all show you guys the project that we are going to work with. Okay, so right over here, this is the project that we are going to work with, guys. Okay, this is so I've instead of including mathematics in this, I've included data visualization inside of it. So that I'm going through the entire project in such a way that you guys are actually working like a data analyst. Okay, not as a student, but as a data analyst. So how we do the entire work, I will be sharing that with you guys, and I will be making sure that you guys are able to understand everything more clearly as well. Okay, so right over here, as you're able to see, there will be libraries. Okay, there will be a lot of libraries itself. We'll be doing exploratory data analysis itself. Okay, trying to understand, there will be a lot of different types of graphs that we are going to go further with. Okay, as you're able to see, a lot of analysis of the data. Okay, we are going to go with a lot of graphs. As you're able to see, we are going to analyze these graphs, how to create these graphs, what does this graph mean itself. Okay, we are going, like you're able to see a lot of graphs, guys. Okay, so whatever we do as a data analyst, I'll be sharing that, whether it be statistics, whether it be the data visualization portion. Then we'll be moving towards your machine learning part, that is your linear regression itself. Okay, then you will be having your how to tidy the data set and everything, how to model the data set, how to analyze the results of what you have done, what your machine has predicted actually. Okay, and we'll make sure that you guys are able to understand everything that we are doing, how well your model fit to the data, what is the, so the line that we yesterday draw, the well fitted line that we saw yesterday. So we'll be drawing that line out as well in this project, as you're able to see. And there's going to be a lot of different things that we are going to do. So let's hope that you guys are ready for it. Okay, there will be a lot of explanations in this as well. It will take us at least 4 to 5 days to actually complete it. I'm being very frank with you guys. the pace that we are currently going on, it will take us 4 to 5 days, but no matter what, I will be making sure that you guys are able to understand everything. You guys are able to do everything properly as well. Okay, so that would be something that will be my aim for the next 5 days. I hope it is not a big deal for you guys if I'm extending the bootcamp by 1 or 2 days. Please let me know. If I'm extending the bootcamp by 1 or 2 days, it won't be a big deal for you guys, right? Please let me know, guys. There'll be no issues, right, guys? No problem. Okay. See, the bootcamp is free. We are not charging anything for the certificates as well. If you are increasing the number of days of the bootcamp, it is just due to one fact that I feel the class is going very slow. Okay, the pace that I wanted to maintain, it is going way slower than that. So to make sure that we are like understanding, see, the main point at the end of the day is to understand concepts. If you're not able to understand concepts, there's no use of these boot camps, right? Then like I could have just played a video for you guys that, okay, watch this YouTube video, I will give you the certificate. That I would have done, but I'm not doing that, right? I'm coming to the class every single day, making sure that you guys are able to understand stuff. So we'll be going with that field itself. So like I said, two things. Okay, first we'll be starting off with the project from today onwards itself. We will not be delaying it anymore. And the second thing is I will be showing you guys the two spectacles that I've bought. Let me know how it looks on me. Okay, I have no idea. I have very shitty taste. Okay, you guys are able to see the kind of shirt that I'm wearing. Okay, I don't buy things very frequently, and even if I buy them, it's usually it's not good. Okay, so yeah, good guys. So I hope, so can you guys let me know what have we learned in our yesterday's class? Please let me know. Can you guys let me know what have we learned about this in our yesterday's class? Please let me know, guys. We learned about errors, right? We learned about fitting a line. It was basically linear regression, yes, but we didn't went into linear regression. That we'll be doing when we'll be reaching machine learning. So I want you guys to understand how a data analyst actually works. Okay, if you are getting a job as a data analyst itself, that is the fresher job position that is usually available. Okay, when you are going into the market in data science field, the data analyst is the position that will be available for you guys, or software engineering. So in these fields, what is the daily life like? That is what I want you guys to see. How do we work? Okay, like we work is a particular startup. How do we work means as a data analyst, how do we work? Okay, so great. So you guys are able to remember everything. I hope that you guys, if you were not able to understand yesterday's class, you went back, you rewatched the entire video to understand it. It's very important that you are able to understand some of the basic concepts that were covered yesterday. Some advanced concepts I will be clearing up when we'll be reaching machine learning itself. Okay, so I hope that you are not. So are you currently a data analyst? So I started my career as a data analyst in Reliance Industries. That was my first internship, 2 months internship as a data analyst, 8 months internship as a data analyst in Reliance Industries itself. Then I shifted to a data scientist position at Geo. That was again a 6 months internship that I did right over there. Then I shifted to Google. So that was my first job as an Explore ML lead itself. So I worked in Google for almost 14 months, I guess. Then I left that job as well. I joined various different startups. Then I joined Fastnell as a software engineer. So that is my career graph that was there. Okay, if you guys are thinking about it. Okay, one more concept that I want you guys to be very clear with is that for anybody who is from any field, okay, it does not matter if you're from computer science, you're from civil, you're chemical, mechanical, electrical, or maybe like commerce, you are from BSc, MSc, BBA, MBA, whatever the field you are in. Okay, IT companies don't care. Okay, we literally don't care from which background you are. You have the right knowledge, you have the right skill set, you are most welcome to join the company. If you are not from the right, if you don't have the right knowledge, not the right skill sets or the experience, you're not welcome into our company. That is what every single IT company does. Okay, so please remember that. Why did you leave Google? Because somebody else paid me more money. That's the reason why. Okay, so no issues. Let us get started right away. The spectacles I will be showing you guys at a later point of time, just to make sure that a break is also given to you. Okay, so first of all, you need to understand that why we are coding in Python. Okay, there are other languages as well. Machine learning can actually be done in any language. Machine learning is just a concept, right? Try to understand this. Machine learning is just a concept. It's nothing else. Programming languages are a fuck ton in the entire industry. Okay, you are having C++, C, Java, JavaScript, you are having Go, you are having C Sharp, you are having Python, you are having Pikachu. Okay, if you guys are, you are having Brainfuck, so that is also another language that is there. So there are multiple programming Dart, you are having other languages, just like in number of languages that are there all around the world. So programming language is a personal choice. Okay, for example, if I want to create a machine learning algorithm that works very well and integratable with a website itself, so that is the role of a machine learning engineer. So I was a machine learning engineer for 6 months. So therein, whatever models that I used to create in machine learning, I used to translate them into JavaScript to integrate it with different websites. Similar to that, when I was working in Android itself, I wanted to create a particular like machine learning model. So I used to do that in Python itself, then convert that and translate it into Java to actually embed it into my Android applications. So for every single application itself, the choice of language is totally different. Okay, you don't have to choose Python to do machine learning. You can choose n number of languages that are out there to do machine learning itself. Why are we choosing Python? First of all, Python is the second most in-demand language in the entire world. Second most in-demand language, not the most. The most in-demand language in the entire world is JavaScript, guys. Please remember this. Python is the second most in-use language, in-demand language from companies all across the world itself, especially in India and abroad. Now, the second thing is Python is a very versatile language. Okay, you can do big data in Python, you can do machine learning, AI in Python, you can create websites in Python, you can create blockchains in Python, you can do cybersecurity in Python. So Python is a very versatile language, and it is the most easiest to learn as well. Python looks exactly like English. Okay, it is as close as English to possible, human language itself. It is much more easier to understand, much more easier to learn, much more easier. So the learning curve is very smooth. Okay, you are able to learn it very quickly. And even if you are reading it right now, okay, even if you are reading the text on my screen right now, import numpy as np. Okay, it's easier to understand. It is basically English itself. You are trying to import something. Okay, you are trying to import something and calling it as np. So understanding Python, how the language works, is very simple. Okay, so that is the reason why we are using Python right now. Okay, and okay, so an introduction to the topic has already been done. Why are we using Python? What are we going to do? The project that we are going to work upon, as you are able to see right over here, so but my friend told me Java is the most required language nowadays. Then your friend is, I think so, back in 2010. Okay, in 2010 and 2010, the year 2010, Java was the most in-demand language. You are living in 2023 right now. In 2023, JavaScript is the most in-demand language right now, and in second position, it is covered up by Python. So anybody who is telling you anything else is basically either ill-equipped, okay, or he himself does not have any kind of information. Okay, so yeah. And this is coming from a particular person who is currently placing 800 students every single month. On top of it is currently an interviewer for more than 15 different companies. So you can easily understand that I'm taking up interviews for 15 different companies itself. I'm one of the interviewers out there. So we know actually what the stats are. Okay, so you don't have to worry about that. Okay, so let us first come up with the problem statement that we are having. As you're able to see from the name of this Colab notebook, it is predicting the house prices. Okay, it is predicting the house prices. So we are going to have a data that is going to be there, which will provide us with a lot of different information. And from that information, we have to predict the prices of a house. Okay, we have to predict the prices of a house. So for example, the house is currently located in Mumbai, and it is 5 kilometers away from a hospital, 3 kilometers away from a school itself. The carpet area of the house, the size of the house is, let's assume, 2,400 square feet. You are having 5 BHKs, okay, 5 bedroom come hall itself. You are having like it is on the 13th floor. Okay, so all these different type of data that is there, okay, is provided to you about a house, and you want to predict, okay, you want to predict what is the price of the house depending upon the previous data that you already have. Okay, so you have a lot of different data about different houses and the prices associated with it as well. You're having the data as well as the labels associated with it. Here the labels are the prices of the house. Guys, please try to understand this. Okay, please try to understand that, guys. You are having a particular label as the price of the house, and the data that is there is basically the questions that you are having are the data about the house itself. Okay, so how big is the house, how small is the house, how far the house is, all these things. We'll be seeing what the data is provided to us, how the prices look like. So we will be looking at that. You don't have to worry about it. Okay, but that is our task. Okay, we have been provided with some information. We are working for a very big company that sells houses. We have to predict the house price according to the data that the user is feeding in. So that is our job right now. Can you guys let me know, depending upon this data, depending upon what I've said right now, what is the category of machine learning that we are currently using? Can you guys let me know? What are the categories of machine learning that we are going to use, guys? Please let me know. Amazing, guys. We are going to use supervised machine learning algorithms. Okay, why? Because we are having data and the labels associated with it as well. Whenever you are having data and labels, questions and answers, we are going to use supervised machine learning algorithms. The current algorithm that we are going to use inside of supervised machine learning algorithms is the linear regression algorithm itself. That is what we are going to use in this particular project. We'll explore a bit more about that when we reach there. First, we'll try to understand the data that has been provided to us. Okay, so buckle up yourself, okay, because it's going to be a hell lot of a rough ride for us. But we will try to understand everything as much as in depth as possible, guys. You don't have to worry about it, and we'll make sure that when you're leaving this bootcamp, you have a good amount of information about how to proceed further from a data set as well. Okay, so let's get started with that notion in mind, guys. The first thing that we need to understand is that we are going to use Google Colab. Okay, the reason for that is extremely simple. Most of you guys might not be having a laptop, might not be having like a desktop or something like that. But I know that everybody has a smartphone. Okay, everybody, if you're watching this YouTube video, you must be using a smartphone at the end of the day. So I want to make sure that everybody coming to this bootcamp is able to practice whatever I'm teaching. Okay, from a practical standpoint, if you're not practicing programming, there's no need to attend the bootcamps, guys. Okay, if you don't practice programming, you're not learning anything. I'm being very frank about it. Okay, so I want everybody to practice what I'm teaching in the class. Now, when you are in the class, please do not code along with me. Okay, when you are in the class itself, please do not code along with me, guys. The reason is absolutely simple. When I'm teaching something and if you're trying to code, if you're trying to type along with me itself, then you won't be listening to me carefully. And if you're not listening to me carefully, you will be skipping out on concepts. Okay, please don't do that. Please don't do that. Listen to me carefully within the bootcamp. Once the bootcamp has ended, open up the open up the Colab notebook, go to the Colab notebook, practice everything right over there, try to understand it on your own. That is how you will be able to learn. Otherwise, it's a waste of time to come up to the bootcamp. Okay, I'm being very frank with you guys. I want you guys to learn as much as possible. That is the reason why I'm trying to explain this to you guys. Okay, try to understand this. The second thing is, while we are learning, there will be a lot of different concepts that will be coming up, that will be thrown to you guys in every single line of code that is there. Okay, so be prepared for that. Okay, try to understand as much as possible. I will try to relate it as much as possible to your daily life. Okay, to your daily life, I'll try to relate it as much as possible to your daily life so that you guys are able to understand everything. Okay, so we are going to use Google Colab. Google Colab is environment that has been provided to you guys by Google. It is for free. You don't have to pay anything for that. Okay, and so instead of using, so when you are coding on your own laptops, okay, why we are using Google Colab, try to understand that. When you're coding on your own laptop, your code actually runs on your hardware. Okay, hardware of your own laptop itself, the RAM that you are having, okay, the CPU that you are having, the GPU that you are having. If you don't know what is RAM, CPU, GPU, you shouldn't do computer science itself. I'm being very frank. Okay, if you don't know what is a CPU, GPU, and RAM, you shouldn't do computer science. Okay, it's as simple as that. So whenever you're coding on your own laptop, you're actually using the resources of your own laptop itself. Okay, so what Google Colab does is, not everybody has a laptop. Okay, you cannot do programming on your mobile phone. It will burn off your CPU instantaneously. Okay, so what Google Colab has done is it has provided you with this website. Okay, it has provided you with this website that is Google Colab, that is collab.research.google.com, wherein you can go, you can write your code. Okay, because it's a website. Please try to understand that this is a website. This is not an application. This is not an app. It's not a software that you're installing in your laptops. It's a proper website itself. So whatever code that you're writing right over here, that gets sent back to Google's offices. Okay, the code that you're writing right over here gets sent back to Google's offices itself, wherein your code is run on the computers of Google. Okay, not on your own computer. Please try to understand this. Your code is not run on your own computer. The code is run on a computer of Google itself, wherein it utilizes the RAM, it utilizes the CPU, it utilizes the GPU of the computer at Google, and the result of that computation is sent back to you and showcased on this particular website. Okay, so in this particular way, you're not actually using your own computer's hardware. You're just using a browser. You're just using a website, just a normal website itself. Okay, so that is one of the biggest advantages of using Google Colab. Now, why I'm saying that this is the biggest advantage is because previously, I used to own two laptops. One was an HP Pavilion X360. That was a 1 lakh rupees laptop that I used to have, and a MacBook Pro, an older version of MacBook Pro itself. And that was also about 1,20,000 rupees. I burned both the notebooks, both the laptops. I burned it completely. It was beyond repair itself. Why is that the case? So when you're running a machine learning algorithm or a deep learning algorithm itself, what happens is your computer's resources are continuously in use, because these algorithms usually run for 2 hours, 3 hours, even 3 days, 4 days, even a month as well. Your program will be continuously running because the algorithm is trying to learn from all this data. Okay, all the data that you're feeding in, all the question and answers you're providing it to the algorithm, your algorithm is trying to go through that, trying to learn through it. So it takes a lot of time during this learning process that is there. And whenever this learning process is happening, okay, whenever this learning process is happening, your computer is continuously running, your RAM is continuously getting utilized, your CPU, your GPU is continuously getting utilized. Okay, so I used to do that. I used to use on my own laptop. I used to use Anaconda, Spider, Jupyter notebooks. I used to do it on my own laptop itself. But when your laptop is continuously running for 3 days, 4 days, you know that it will get heated up pretty fast. Okay, and in that particular reason, your motherboard might get burned, your CPU might get burned, and your GPU might get burned, or something else can happen to your laptop. To make sure that nothing is happening to your laptop itself, that is the reason why I always suggest students to start working upon Google Colab. Keep your laptop safe as long as possible. Okay, so that is the reason why I'm suggesting you guys to use Google Colab. Yes, you can use other tools as well, other technologies as well to code, but my suggestion is this. The reason for my suggestion is also something that I've stated. You guys can use it on your mobile phone. You guys can use it in any particular device that can access a web browser. Okay, any particular device. Are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand everything up till now? Please do let me know, guys. Amazing. Okay, so now that you have understood this, let's get started with using Google Colab. Okay, first I'll just click on this particular connect button that will actually connect me to a computer at Google, which resources I'm going to utilize right now. Okay, so let it connect itself. It is initializing itself. It will show me connected right now. Yes, it is connected. So as you're able to see, it has provided me with almost 13 gigs of RAM. Okay, and almost 78 GBs of storage as well. Okay, so 13 GBs of RAM has been provided to me, and 78 gigs of GBs of storage has also been provided to me, guys. So we'll work with this. Okay, the first thing that you need to understand is there are a fuck ton of libraries in Python. Okay, like a fuck ton of libraries for everything that you can dream of doing. Okay, somebody has already written that code. Okay, try to understand this. Anything that you're dreaming of doing right now, okay, anything in Python has already been created by somebody. Okay, somebody has already written that code. Maybe a part of that code, somebody has already written that. Now what happens is, for example, I want to do matrix multiplications. Okay, data exists in matrices, right? It is like Excel sheets of data. What is an Excel sheet? It has rows and columns. What is rows and columns? If you just take it out mathematically, if you think about it, it is just a matrix, right? Are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know. It's just a matrix, right? An Excel sheet. Think about it. Rows and columns. It's just a matrix. So most of the calculations that you're going to do, the addition, the multiplication, the integration, the differentiation, is going to happen on matrices itself. Now, matrices itself, you guys already know it is very computationally intensive. Okay, there's a lot of calculations that go on. Okay, you're having the, if you're just multiplying two matrices together, you know that it's going to be a hell lot of calculations that you have to do to actually get two matrices multiplied. Okay, so for that, the code that is required to multiply two matrices together, or to add two matrices together, or to do some kind of operations of matrices, maybe you want to find the sum of all the elements in one row of a matrix, okay, or a column of a matrix itself. You want to find the average, you want to find some other data, okay, other calculation that you want to do on matrices. Somebody has already written all that code for you guys. Somebody has written all that code for you guys, and a very well optimized code. Okay, what do I mean by optimized? So when you're doing the normal coding itself, okay, if you are doing the normal matrices multiplication, the code for that, okay, you are going with the most easiest route possible, okay, the basic formula that is there, okay, but there must be some advanced research papers that are there that optimizes it even further, that makes it even faster than using the normal method. So somebody has already used those optimized methods, coded that optimized methods, and created a library out of it. Okay, has created a tool out of it. Think about it as a toolbox. Okay, this toolbox is just for matrix. Okay, anything that you want to do on a matrix, this toolbox, use this toolbox. It has multiple data, has millions of tools inside of it that you can use at any particular point of time to do something on the matrices itself. That particular toolbox is called as NumPy or numerical Python, guys. Okay, that toolbox is called as NumPy or numerical Python. Okay, and that package, okay, that library, someone has already created, somebody has written all that code inside of it. Now, if you want to do a matrix multiplication, you want to find the sum, you want to find the average and matrices itself, you can directly just you can directly import that package. That you have to tell Python that I'm going to use this particular package right now. Okay, because I require this package. Okay, I'm going to import this package right now. It contains all the code that I want to use, and now I'm going to use NumPy for doing all the shit that I want to do on my matrices itself. Are you guys able to understand what NumPy is? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know, guys. Great. So that is what NumPy is, guys. The first thing that we are importing right over here, as you are able to see, is NumPy. Okay, import NumPy. Up till this particular point of time, you guys must be able to understand that we are trying to import NumPy, a package that helps us to work on numerical Python. That is the full form of it. Let's work on matrices itself. Now, the second particular half of the code, okay, the second particular half of the code is as NP. Okay, as NP, guys. What is as NP? So basically, when you every time that you want to use NumPy, okay, every time that you want to use NumPy at any particular point of time, you will have to type the entire thing, NUMP by NumPy. Okay, NUMP by NumPy. You have to type everything again and again just to use that particular package itself. I don't want to type NumPy again and again. Okay, so I'm assigning it a nickname. Okay, I'm assigning it a nickname, guys, and I'm going to call NumPy from now onwards NP. I'm going to call NumPy as NP from now onwards, because again and again, whenever I'm going to type NumPy, it's going to waste a lot of time. Okay, to save on time, I'm going to assign a nickname to it, NP. You can assign it as anything. Okay, you can assign it as SHAU or by Shaurya as well. Okay, that also you can do. But by default, okay, by the conventions of the Python community itself, we nickname NumPy as NP. Okay, we nickname NumPy as NP, guys. Okay, the next particular thing is import pandas as PD. Okay, the next particular. So first line, is it clear to everybody? Please let me know. First line, is it clear to everybody? Please let me know, guys. Good. The second particular line that is there is import pandas as PD. Okay, that is the second line, guys. Import pandas as PD. Now, what is this pandas? Okay, what is this pandas? Now, data exists in various different formats all around you. Okay, the data can exist as a music, okay, as an audio file, The data can be an MP4 file, okay, MP3 that is a music file, MP4 that is a video file itself. The data might exist as an Excel sheet, okay, .exl, so whatever XLSX, that is the format of Excel sheets itself. The data might exist as a CSV, comma separated values, wherein the values are there, okay, and the values are separated by just commas, okay, the values are just separated by commas itself. So CSV files, okay, comma separated values. The value can exist in various different formats. The data can exist in various different formats, guys. That is my point, okay. But Python cannot understand these formats. Okay, you need to understand this, that Python cannot understand these formats directly. It is like you're trying to talk in French in front of a Maharashtrian. Okay, he won't be able to understand French. Okay, right? It will be very difficult for him to grasp French. But if you're translating it, if we are translating it into Marathi, or we are translating it into Hindi or English as well, he will be able to easily understand it. Okay, he will or she will be able to easily understand it itself. So that is the point wherein you are getting, okay, you are getting pandas into place. Pandas basically act like translators. Think about it as translators itself. Different kinds of data that are there all around you, okay, it will translate it into a format, okay, that is easily understandable by Python. And whatever you want to do on that particular format, okay, it provides, it not just converts it into, okay, it's not just a translator, but also provides the tools to work upon the translated modules as well. Okay, it provides you the tools to work upon the translations as well. Okay, think about it like this, that okay, so once I will convert everything into Lego bricks. Now Python will provide you the tools to actually work with the Lego bricks as well. Okay, to work with the Lego bricks, how to attach it together, how to detach it, okay, how to make sure that, okay, which color goes with which particular color itself. So all the things that you want to do on the data set itself, all the things that you want to do on the format that you have converted the data into, that you can do with pandas. Okay, are you guys able to understand? So pandas are the tools to work with the data itself. The pandas provide you the tools to work with the data itself. Are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know. Are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know. Good, amazing, guys. So these are the two tools that I want you guys to first understand. Okay, the rest of the tools we will be learning as we go along. Okay, not right now. Okay, because we are not going to use it right now. The first two tools are the tools that we are going to use as of this particular point of time. Okay, when we get to the point wherein we need to use, okay, these tools, okay, the rest of the tools itself, we'll try to understand them. Okay, we'll try to understand them. So slowly and steadily, okay, whenever the new things are coming up, I will be explaining it to you guys. Okay, the next particular thing that I want you guys to understand is SKLearn. Okay, the next particular thing that I want you guys to understand is SKLearn. So for machine learning as well, yesterday I gave you like the, not even the ABCs, how to pronounce like A, Ba and Sha in like machine learning. Okay, that was very difficult for you guys. So try to understand how much mathematics is actually there in machine learning. Okay, how much it takes to actually implement a machine learning algorithm itself, to actually write the entire code for machine learning. So when I teach students, okay, usually I teach them the intuition, then the mathematics, then how to implement it just using Python. Okay, and then how to implement the optimized version of that algorithm itself, the production version of that algorithm itself. So the production code for the implementation of that algorithm is basically saved inside a package, inside a library called as SKLearn, guys. Okay, SKLearn, that is the package which stores all the tools and technologies, all the things that is necessary for you guys to create a machine learning algorithm, to test a machine learning algorithm, to check a machine learning algorithm. Anything and everything that you want to do right over there is put inside of this particular module, that is the SKLearn module itself. Are you guys able to understand what is SKLearn module? Please do let me know, and why it is used. Are you guys able to understand this? That what is SKLearn module and why is it used? Okay, TensorFlow is another library of Python itself, that is basically just like sklearn. So sklearn delivers to machine learning algorithms. Okay, sklearn delivers to machine learning algorithms. TensorFlow or PyTorch, okay, there are two different things that are mostly in use, TensorFlow and PyTorch. They are built for deep learning. Okay, this particular bootcamp we are not going to do deep learning, but TensorFlow and PyTorch are libraries and packages that are used for deep learning, guys. Right now we are concerned with machine learning, and hence we are going to use SKLearn right over here. Okay, are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Please take sklearn again. Okay, no issues. So see, just like NumPy is dealing with numerical Python, Pandas is dealing with the translations and the tools to help you work upon the data itself. Okay, just like that, sklearn is another library. sklearn is another package itself. It deals with all the machine learning algorithms. Okay, whatever machine learning algorithms are, how to use it, how to implement it, okay, directly using an algorithm. Okay, what are the tools involved with using that algorithm itself, whether to how to create the question and answers itself, how to split data, okay, how to make sure that, okay, how well is your algorithm actually performing, what are the matrices for that, okay, what is matrix, okay, not matrix, the word I'm not able to pronounce it properly, but what are the different matrices for that, okay, how to measure how well your algorithm is actually performing, okay, what is the accuracy, okay, what is the error, all these different concepts that are there that we talked about yesterday, errors and everything, all that, okay, all that is mathematics, what we talked about mathematics, but their implementation itself, okay, that has already been created. So anything and everything that you want to deal with machine learning, all the tools and technologies that are required to deal with machine learning is present in the sklearn library itself. Okay, are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know. Great, guys. So in this, the first thing that I want you guys to understand is the load Boston dataset itself. Okay, so sklearn has various different applications inside of it. The first particular thing is the datasets applications. Okay, that is the first library, is the dataset applications, guys. So datasets, as the name suggests, contains a lot of different kinds of datasets that are there. Okay, so it will contain the Irish dataset, it will contain the Boston dataset. It has more than 1,000 different datasets already loaded up inside of it itself. Okay, so what are datasets? Try to understand this. Datasets are basically a format, okay, of data that can easily be so data when stored as a data frame and then stored somewhere is a data set, okay, a set of data. Okay, try to understand, just separate the words. A set of data itself, a combination of data stored at a particular location. Okay, so that is a data set, something that we are going to work upon. The question and answers, the digest book that we talked about, okay, the digest book that we talked about, that is the question and answers that it contained. Okay, those question and answers, so that digest book will be treated as a data set. Okay, that will be treated as a data set, guys. We are going to use the load Boston algorithm from it. Okay, we are going to from sklearn.datasets. Okay, we are going to import load Boston. Okay, we are going to load Boston itself. So load Boston is going to load the entire data set of Boston housing prices. Okay, so we are going to use the data of houses inside of Boston itself. Okay, and what were the prices for that? So that is the data set that we want. Okay, so this load data set method is going to load the entire data set for us that we are going to use further. Okay, and that is coming from the sklearn.datasets module. Okay, it's going to come from the sklearn.datasets. Inside of sklearn, there are datasets that are there. Okay, from that we are using the Boston dataset. Okay, we're going to use the Boston dataset itself. How can we understand which data set we have to import? So lucky, that is your choice, right? Which data do you want to work with? So just Google it. Okay, that, okay, this is the data I want to work with. How to load it up inside of Python? It will directly give you the answer. As simple as that. Okay, that is the role of a developer, right? What is Boston? Boston is a city. What is the difference between a CSV file and an Excel file? In a CSV file, it basically exists something like this. Okay, if I'm showing it to you guys. So CSV file will exist something like this. Let me just increase the size. So Shaurya, comma, Rohit, comma, Ashish, comma, let me take Adit, A-D-I-T, Adit. Okay, the next particular row. So this is the first row. Okay, this is the first row, guys. The second particular row will be like 1, comma, 2 comma 3 comma 4. Okay, the next particular row will be like 5 comma 6 comma 7 comma 8 and so on and so forth. Let's change this to 1 2 3 4 as well. So let's put it up as just remove this 9 comma 10 comma 11 comma 12. Okay, so each of these columns, okay, there are columns as you're able to see right over here. Okay, as you're able to see right over here, you are having columns and you are having rows. This is called as a comma separated value sheet. Okay, CSV sheet. Okay, it's called as a comma separated value sheet, wherein the values are separated by commas. Okay, every row is a row. Okay, and every value in that row has been separated by commas. Okay, every value in that particular row has been separated by commas, guys. Now this exact same thing I'm creating in Excel sheet. Okay, the exact same thing I'm creating in an Excel sheet itself, that would look something like this. Okay, you are having 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. So this is an example of a Excel sheet, right? This is an example of an Excel sheet wherein the same data that we wrote in the CSV, okay, when we wrote in the CSV itself, that we are representing it in an Excel sheet. Okay, so this is the difference between a CSV and an Excel sheet, guys. A CSV is basically wherein you are having values that are separated by commas, where an Excel sheet is basically having the same values in an Excel. Okay, that's the difference. Are you guys able to understand this? Please let me know. Just compare both of them. They represent the exact same data. Okay, they represent the exact same data, guys. The data is the exact same. Okay, what we are doing is we are just representing them in two different ways. Okay, we are just representing them in two different ways, guys. CSV basically means comma separated values. Okay. How can we work over audio and video data? First, try to understand how to work over normal data. Then maybe if you are growing to a good extent itself, you have great knowledge, then move towards audio and video data. Right now, focus upon the basics. If you don't know the basics, how are you going to go to the advanced concepts? Okay, great. So these are the three things that I wanted you guys to understand. First of all, NumPy, Pandas, and Load Boston. Okay, NumPy, Pandas, and Load Boston itself. Okay, once you are able to understand this, then we'll be proceeding further with the rest of the stuff. Up till now, are you guys able to understand everything? Please do let me know. Are you guys able to understand everything up till now? Please do let me know, guys. Great. The rest of the stuff, as we'll be using it, I'll be explaining it to you guys. Okay, the rest of the stuff, as we'll be using it, we'll be explaining to you guys. You don't have to worry about it. Okay, so let us first run this particular first line of code. So to run this particular block, you just have to click on this particular play button. Okay, either you can click on this particular play button in the top left corner, or you can do control enter. Okay, or you can do control enter, guys. It will run that for you guys. Okay, it will run that for you. The next particular thing, the problem statement, as you are able to understand from right over here, is that you have been given a data set that describes the houses in Boston. Okay, you have been given a data set that basically gives you the features of a particular house in Boston itself. Those features can be the area, the features can be the number of BHKs that is there. So we'll look at what are the features that are provided to us by this particular data set itself. Okay, you don't have to worry about it. And then on the basis of these features that has been provided to you of a house in Boston, you have to predict the house price. Okay, you have to predict the house price, guys. Okay, what is load Boston, guys? Can you guys let me know what is load Boston? Somebody is still having that particular question. What is load Boston? Could you guys let me know what is load Boston, guys? What is load Boston? Could you guys let me know? As the name suggests, load Boston will load the Boston dataset for you. As the name suggests, very simple. Okay, the load Boston method will load the Boston dataset for you from SKLearn.datasets, which basically contains a lot of different datasets. We want to load just the Boston dataset for us. Okay, so right over here, what we have done is the lowest Boston method. We have assigned it to Boston, a variable itself. Now, what is a variable? Okay, let's try to understand this. Sometimes in life, you don't refer to a particular person. Okay, you want to call a particular person again and again. My name is Shaurya Rakesh Sinha. Okay, my name is Shaurya Rakesh Sinha. It's a huge name. You won't be calling me again even if you are talking to me right now in the live chat itself. You won't be saying that. Okay, Shaurya Rakesh Sinha, could you answer this particular question for me? It's a huge name, man. Who is going to say it? Okay, so you might refer to me by sir or maybe some other slang that you're using at the end of the day. Some people are using slangs, some people are paying respect, some people are just asking for short. Okay, so refer to me by a small name itself. Okay, whenever you want to call me again and again and again. Now, similar to that, the concept of variables also exists. Okay, you assign a variable. Okay, you assign a name to a particular something. Okay, it can be anything. It can be a number. It can be a text. It can be a method itself. You assign a particular word to it. And from now onwards, whenever I want to use that particular value, I'm going to call it by that particular name. Okay, so whenever I want to use load Boston, okay, whenever I'm going to use load Boston itself, I'm going to call it as Boston. As simple as that. Okay, it is basically a storage unit. Okay, it is basically a storage unit. Think about it as a box. Okay, think about it as a box called as Boston. Okay, a box called as Boston. And what does Boston contain? It contains the load Boston method. Okay, it contains the load Boston method. Whenever I'm going to use the load Boston method, I'm going to refer it as Boston. Okay, are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know. Okay, I'm able to see a particular question that is there. Somebody is asking what is the difference between a library and a module. Okay, so try to understand this. When you enter into it, just think about it. Again, whenever you're not able to understand a concept and you want to understand it, think about it in your daily life. When you go into a library itself, there are various different modules, various different sections that are there. One section will contain just the books related to romance. One section will just contain the books related to just sci-fi. Section in the library will contain the books related to just like, let's assume something else. Okay, it might be something else as well. Okay, so a library, okay, right over here, for example, SKLearn is a library. Okay, SKLearn is a library and it has various different methods, okay, modules inside of it. Okay, just trying to understand this. Okay, you are having SKLearn as a library. Okay, it has various different arsenals that are there inside of it. Those arsenals, those modules are matrices, okay, data sets, model selections, linear models. So these are all different modules that are there inside of it. Are you guys able to understand this? The technical term for SKLearn will be a library. Okay, the technical term to call an SKLearn is a library itself. Okay, a library has various different modules inside of it. One of those modules is the matrices. One of those modules is the datasets modules. One of those modules is the model selection module. One of those modules is the linear model itself. And from those modules, you are having methods. Okay, from those modules, you are having different methods that exist inside of it. So load Boston is a method inside of the module itself. Okay. The load Boston is an example of a method. R2 score is an example of a method itself. See, the point is that these are technical terms. You need to understand it. You need to remember it. There's no explanation behind it. Okay, I'm trying to explain it in as simple manner as possible itself. You're having the library. Okay, library has different modules. Okay, different modules have different methods inside of it. Okay. Good. So what we are doing right now is the method load module. We are saving it inside of a variable called as Boston itself. And whenever we are going to use this method, we are going to call just Boston. We're just going to use Boston right over here. Now, data frame. Okay, data frame is the format of data that Python is able to understand easily. Okay, data frame is the format of data that Python is able to understand very easily. Are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know. Data frame is nothing else, but it looks like Excel sheets and it's called as data frames. Okay, it is a frame for the data to exist in. Okay, it is a frame for the data to exist in. Are you guys able to understand this? Please do let me know. Packages and modules are the exact same thing, guys. Packages and modules are almost the exact same thing. Okay, so data frame is basically a type of like a type which Python of data that is Python is easily able to understand. And pandas, okay, pandas basically works on data frames. Okay, pandas basically works on data frames itself. Okay, so what we're going to do is Boston.data. Boston, do you guys remember what is Boston, guys? What is Boston? Please do let me know. What is Boston, guys? Please let me know. No, it does not exist. Load Delhi or something like that does not exist. It's just load Boston. So Boston is basically your load Boston, right? We had the load Boston method inside of Boston. That was our variable itself. Okay, so this Boston variable basically contains the load Boston method inside of it. Okay, and we want to access the data that is stored inside the load Boston method. Okay, we want to access the data that is stored inside the load Boston method, guys. So Boston.data gets access to that data itself that is there inside of load Boston method. Okay, that is the data that we want. And we want to convert that data, Boston.data, that is basically we are accessing the data stored inside of load Boston and we are converting it into a data frame. So Panda, PD, okay, PD is basically pandas, right guys? PD is basically pandas, the short form for pandas, if you guys remember. Okay, the nickname that we have assigned to pandas is PD. Okay, so PD is basically the short form for pandas. So pandas.data frame, okay, pandas.data frame will convert the Boston.data, okay, whatever data is coming from load Boston.data itself is going to convert it into a data frame itself. It is going to convert it into a data frame, and that data frame we are going to save it inside another variable called as df. Okay, that like entire data frame we are going to save it inside a variable called as df. Now our df contains our data frame, the entire data that we are going to use throughout the entire project itself. And for the next 4 days, we are going to intensively use this df, guys, because it will contain all the data that we are going to use at any particular point of time. Okay, so right now by running this particular line block of code, we are going to create our data frame, guys. We are going to create our data frame. Now, as you're able to see, there's some warning that is coming up before using this data. Now, please try to understand this, that this data is very ancient. Okay, this data is not new. This data is back from like I think the 1980s or some shit. Now, back in 1980s, it was very common for racism to exist in USA. Okay, Boston is basically a city in US, right? And back in 1980s, there was a lot of racism in USA. So this data actually has some ethical problems inside of it. It actually has the number of like what is the percentage of people that are blacks in the society that the house is in. Okay, try to understand this, that this data set has the percentage of black people in the locality where the house is. That is also one of the features, okay, one of the data that has been provided about each of these houses. Okay, because at that point of time racism was pretty prevalent in USA itself, and Boston is a city in US. So due to that particular reason, there is extreme ethical problems with this particular data set, but we are still going to use it because like I said, it is just for study, it is just for education purpose itself, and this data set is very easy to use. So about that particular reason we are going to use this particular data. Okay, good. So again, ignore all that things itself. Okay, why the old data is used, why not new data? Asim Sheikh, just try to understand this. Collection of data, okay, collecting data is a very monetarily expensive thing. It's not easy to go to maybe a 1 million houses and collect the data for that. Who is going to do that? Are you going to do that? There must be some company who's going to do that, right? That company is going to do that, and they're going to charge you millions of dollars to actually access that data. That data is worth millions. Okay, that data is not worth lakhs or crores. It's worth millions of dollars. Okay, because that's a new data. Nobody has the access for that data. Data is the currency in this new world. When you're using Google, when you're using Instagram, when you're using Facebook, how do you think these guys are earning so much? How do you think they're earning 34, 64, 74 billion dollars a year? By actually utilizing your data. So the data is a new currency. To get access to new data, either you have to go out there and collect the data on your own. Nobody is going to provide it to you for free. Yes, there are free data that is available around the world, but that data is basically very old at the end of the day. And here we are just here to learn, okay, to study. That is the reason why we are using this data set. Okay, great. So the first thing for every single data analyst to do before actually starting the work of machine learning is to understand the data that has been provided to him or her. Okay, try to understand this. When you are given a data, you don't directly jump into like, I will create a machine learning algorithm out of this. Are you an idiot or something? No, that does not happen. It does not work like that. Okay, you first try to understand the data itself. Okay, what is the numbers, what is the statistics, how does the like values fluctuate, okay, which type of algorithm will be the best for it. If you're not able to understand data, okay, which algorithm to use on it, because in supervised machine learning algorithms as well, yesterday we saw there are multiple algorithms that exist right over there. To decide which algorithm will be suitable for this kind of data, okay, that too you will only be able to understand. Okay, you will only be able to understand if you are understanding the data. And that process of understanding data is called as exploratory data analysis. But you're exploring the data, okay, you're analyzing the data. And this is a technical term, guys. EDA is a technical term. After this bootcamp, you can put up on your LinkedIn profile that I have learned EDA or exploratory data analysis as well, along with that machine learning. Okay, not just machine learning, but EDA as well. EDA is a very integral part of the day-to-day life of a data analyst. A data analyst will be spending almost 70% of his work doing just EDA, trying to understand the data itself. Okay, so we'll first start with EDA, guys. Okay, exploratory data analysis itself. Okay, the first thing that we are going to do is we are going to see the data. Okay, what is stored inside of this DF? Okay, first we are going to see the data. Okay, till now we have done so much coding, we have not even seen the data itself. First, we'll see the data. Okay, to serve now, seeing like 1,000 lines of like 1 million data is not possible. Okay, these are just numbers. What will you be able to analyze from seeing 1 million data? Okay, your brain is not that smart. Okay, at the end of the day. Okay, even if I give you 4 lines, you won't be able to analyze it. I won't be able to analyze shit out of even 4 lines of data that is in front of me. First, let's try to understand the data itself. Let's try to see how the data looks like. So to be able to do that, DF is what contains our data. DF is what contains our data itself. Okay. And the second particular part is dot head method. Okay, we are going to use the dot head method on the data frame itself to see the first 5 lines of data. Okay, to see the first 5 lines of data. That's it. Dot head method basically shows you the first 5 lines of data, guys. So if I'm running this particular line of code, as you're able to see, this is what is appearing to me. The first 5 rows of data, As you're able to see, we are having almost 13 columns. Okay, it starts counting from 0, guys. As you're able to see, it starts counting from 0. So there are 13 columns right over here, guys. Okay, 13 columns. Okay, 13 columns. We don't know how many number of rows are there. We'll look at it at a later point of time. You don't have to worry about it. Okay, how many rows are there? How many columns are there? We'll understand. But just from looking at the data, first 5 rows of data itself, we are able to understand there are 13 columns. That means there are 13 features about each and every house that is there. Okay, so that is what we are doing. So df.head basically gives us the first 5 rows of data. Okay, the next particular thing that we are going to do is we are going to add the columns. Okay, you are not able to understand, right? What does this particular number mean? Okay, 0.00632. Okay, what does this mean, right? You guys are not able to understand that. Even I am not able to understand shit. Okay, I am not able to understand what does this 18.0 mean. Okay, and why is everything 0 right over here? Okay, what does this 2.31 means? Okay, I'm not able to understand anything. Okay, because there is no column name. Okay, There's no feature name right over here. Every feature has a name to it. We have no names right over here itself. The first step that we are going to do is we are going to add the feature names. We are going to add the column name so that we are able to understand, okay, what is happening right over here, guys. The first thing that we are going to do is we are going to add the columns. Okay, it is as simple as that. Df, that is our data frame, we want to add the column itself. Okay, df dot columns. Okay, we want to add a column to our data frame. Okay, try to understand this statement. Df dot columns, that is we want to add a column to our data set. Okay, Boston dot feature names. Okay, Boston, if you guys remember, is the load Boston method. Okay, Boston is the variable that stores the load Boston method, guys. Okay, dot feature names is the method that we are using right over here to get all the names of the columns, all the names of the features that exist inside of that data set itself, all the names of the features, all the names of the columns that exist right over there, and we are going to assign it to the df.columns. We are going to create it as a new column itself. We're going to create it as a new column. Okay, the dot head method, guys, if you guys are not able to understand, the dot head method is used to see the first 5 rows of a data, the head of the data itself, first 5 rows of the data. Right over here, what we are going to do is we're going to use df.columns right over here to get, we are going to assign these feature names as the first column to our data. Okay, the first column to our data, guys. If I'm running this particular line of code, okay, if I'm running this particular line of code, guys, it has created that for me. If I'm running this, as you're able to see, we are getting the columns right over here. Okay, we are getting the columns right over here. CN, ZS, Indes, okay, CHAS, and NOx, RM, age, okay, and so on and so forth. But still, I'm not able to understand shit from it. Okay, still, I'm not able to understand shit from it, guys, because what does CRFIM mean? Okay, I don't know that. Okay, for that we are going to use like some indexing that load Boston dataset has provided to us. If you guys search for it on Google as well. Okay, I'm so sorry. So SKLearn dot datasets load. Because as you're able to see, there are so many: load digits, load iris, load files, load breast cancer, load wine, load Boston, load files example. We are going to go with load Boston. We're going to just open the documentation for it. Okay, we're going to open the documentation from it. And as you're able to see, let us try to get the user guide from right over here. So as you're able to see, this is what the attributes actually mean. Okay, CRIM basically means per capita crime rate by town. Okay, ZN means population of residents land zone for lots over 2,500 square. Indus means proportion of non-retail business acres per town. CHAS means Charles River dummy variable. Intox means nitric oxides concentration. RM means average numbers of rooms per dwelling. Age means proportion of owner occupied units prior to 1940. This means weighted distance from 5. So these are the actual meaning of all these columns, okay, as you're able to see. And this is why we are actually making it very clear that there is some problem with this data set, wherein it basically tells the population of black people by town. So yeah, that is the reason why I made it very clear that there are some problems with the data set. Just ignore those ethical problems for now onwards. Just like try to understand the data itself. We try to learn as much as possible. So just ignore that particular column, but rest, try to understand it. Okay, try to understand it. These are the things that we are going to use right now. Okay, these are the things that we are going to use right now. Okay, these are the columns that are there. Okay, so you can always refer back to this particular thing itself, or else we can just paste it right over here. I've actually done that. Okay, I've actually done that for you guys, so that you guys are able to see what those columns actually mean. Okay, what those columns actually mean, I've already done that for you. Now, some of you guys are asking, sir, what if I don't want to see just 5 rows? What if I want to see 10 rows? What to do that? Okay, I don't want to see 5 rows. I want to see 10 rows. What to do at that point of time? Okay, so what you can do is you can, instead of writing, okay, inside of these parentheses, you can just write 10. Okay, instead of having 5 rows, if you want to see 10 rows, then inside of these parentheses, just write 10 right over here. So if you are running this particular line of code, you will be able to see 10 columns, 10 rows. As you are able to see, it starts counting from 0. That is the reason why we go up till 9. That is 10 rows right over here. Okay, 10 rows that you are able to see right over here. So you can change this number according to your need itself. Are you guys able to understand everything up till this particular point of time? Please let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand everything up till this particular point of time? how we have added the columns, okay, column names itself, what does these column names actually mean, okay, how can we increase, how can we actually see the data frame itself, how can we see the data, how many rows that we want to see, how we can change that. Okay, so see, it is going to take us 4 to 5 days to actually complete this. As you are able to see, there's a lot that we have to do. Okay, there's just a lot of different things that we have to do. A lot of different new concepts are going to come up and being thrown at us as well. I want to make sure that you guys are able to understand everything as clearly as possible. Okay, if you're still facing any kind of problems in learning, if you're still not able to understand, please let me know. Okay, and please, after the class, try to understand it, okay, on your own. Just rewatch the video, try to understand it, take down notes or something. Okay, please make sure that you guys are able to understand as much as possible, guys. Okay, I will show you guys the attendance link for today. Give me a second, guys. I'll show you guys the attendance link for today, guys. Give me a second. Shit, I'm feeling very hungry again. Let me just open this up. I have not told you guys about Seaborn, okay, because we have not yet started using it. Whenever we start to use Seaborn, I will be explaining at that point of time what does Seaborn mean and why do we use it. Okay. What about the rest of the code? We'll do that tomorrow because the class is over. Okay, because students are already like, sir, the class is over, attendance. I'm like, okay, no, cool, no issues. We'll start with the attendance right now. Okay. Yeah, man, I'm not very thin, as you're able to see. I'm very fat, so I am used to eating a lot. I need to get a lot of food into my stomach so that I'm able to sustain taking up 3-4 classes every single day. Okay, so the attendance link will be in the live chat itself, guys. I'll be pasting it right now. You'll be having 7 minutes to fill out your attendance. Okay, as soon as I'm posting it up, you will have 7 minutes to fill out your attendance, guys. Okay, I'm putting it up in the live chat right now, guys. I'm putting it up in the live chat right now. I put the attendance link in the live chat. I have put the attendance link in the live chat itself. Okay, I am pinning it up as well. I'm pinning it up as well. You guys can see the live chat attendance link in the live chat. You have 7 minutes to fill out your attendance, guys. The attendance link will be closed exactly at 9:03. The attendance link will be closed exactly at 9:03, guys. Okay, set an alarm for 9:04. The attendance link will be closed exactly at 9:04, guys. Okay, as you're able to see, it is working absolutely fine. People have started filling up the attendance as well. I don't think so there should be any issues. If there is any issues, just reload the page. Okay, just reload the page. If there's any issues, that is all that I will be saying it to you guys. Anshika, just make sure that from the next bootcamp you are actually doing it. Oh yeah, I promised you guys to show you guys the spectacles, right? Give me 2 seconds. I'll make you meet my girlfriends as well. Give me 2 seconds. I have 2 girlfriends. I have three. No, I have 2 girlfriends. Yeah, I'll show you guys them as well. This is my first girlfriend. Her name is Susie. No, Lucy. Sorry, Susie is upstairs. Susie is actually went into a. She cut her leg, so she is went to a surgery itself. This is Lucy. See, say hi to everybody. Say hi, you guys. My other, like the other cat, I don't know where it is. I'll just keep her. So my second cat is just lost, I guess. I'm not able to find it. I think so. It just went upstairs. I don't know. Let's see if we are able to find her. So tomorrow I'm going to Mumbai actually. Okay, I'm going to go to Mumbai actually to meet my brother. So if you guys are in Mumbai and any point that you guys are able to meet, we'll have catch up at some particular point of time. That's possible. So Lucy actually has a boyfriend already. Like, his name is Oscar. He's a black Persian cat. I just don't know where he is. When I was taking the boot camp, he was just with me. I don't know where he is right now. I have a golden retriever as well, but the golden retriever has cut her leg and is now at hospital itself. She's undergoing surgery right now. While we are speaking, I will be going there after this boot camp. So this is the second specs. First specs that I've purchased. I think so. It makes me look a bit older. I don't know. Like, what is your opinion, guys? Like, it's it's a little bit like it makes me look a little bit older itself. I don't know. So everybody is taking up. Should I put up a poll that which is looking perfect, the first one or the second one? Okay, so this is the one that I took up for like B2B deals. Like I go to different colleges and teach as well, right? So for that, I've taken up this particular specs. It makes me look a bit more professional, I guess. That the first one was looking like a child work or something. I've got one more. Somebody's saying it does not suit you well, dude. I spent a lot of money on that, dude. Don't say like that. Okay, so the second specs that I have got is this one. So it's basically like a specs come like sunglasses. Like it has both of them. So like because I have number, right? So I have to get glasses with number itself. So this is the second one that is there. It is like the Goa vibe on this. Like I feel like I'm in Goa after wearing this. Yeah. It makes me feel like like after wearing this, it makes me feel like I'm in Goa or some shit. Like, so I'm like, dude, like, welcome to Goa. Kabir Singh Light. Somebody wrote that. Nice. You guys are very great, man. Like, I love to come to these classes due to all these things itself. Like, I feel as if I'm a kid again. Like, I'm able to interact with you guys, and it just makes me like appreciate just the community that we are able to build right over here. SRK from Race. Abhishek, just reload the page. Abhishek, just reload the page. Yeah, the class is over, guys. The class is over. We'll meet tomorrow at 7:30. Okay, I'm just doing some time pass with people. Okay, so start gaming as fake Illuminati people will come live. How to look cool like that? Fake swag. Okay, so let's meet tomorrow, guys. 7:30. And maybe at the end of the bootcamp, I will show you guys a startup that I'm currently working upon. Give me your feedback on that startup as well. Let's see how that goes on. Okay. Bye, guys. We'll meet tomorrow. Bye, guys. Bye. Bye.